my screen. So what did we discuss in a previous class?
We have discussed how to acquire the fixed asset from various areas.
Hmm. Correct. So we have discussed this part of acquisition of a fixed asset from different areas. So we have acquired it through fixed asset journal and vendor invoice journal and purchase order invoice. We have to do it. Journal we have done it. Okay. So today let us see how we can acquire a fixed asset through a purchase order invoice. How we can link a product to a invoice to a fixed asset, and how we can acquire a fixed asset through purchase order invoice. We'll see this topic. Okay. So this is one of the important process as well. In interviews, they are asking this question frequently regarding how we can acquire fixed asset through procurement. Procurement means nothing but the purchase order. So today let us learn how we can do that. So I'm going to fixed asset module. Let's see how many fixed assets we have actually. How many of them are acquired and how many of them are not yet acquired. I think only one fixed asset is not yet acquired, isn't that? Rest all are acquired. Seems like except this Ashok Leyland, everything is acquired. Is that so? Fixed assets not acquired. Yeah, only this one Ashok Leyland truck is not acquired. Rest all are acquired. Okay. Let's see how we can acquire this fixed asset through a purchase order. And we'll also see how we can acquire a fixed asset. We can create a new fixed asset directly as well. So I'll quickly do something here. Not to complicate, what I'll do is I'll go to product information management. You can also buy an existing product and acquire it as a fixed asset, but I'm just creating a new product quickly as a truck, so that we can buy that particular item and convert it as a fixed asset directly. Create new. Item, product number. Just give something like this. It's taking item number. Okay. Then I can give item model group here directly. FIFO method, I can give item group here directly. Test. Then I can give default storage dimensions, site and warehouse. Okay. Tracking dimensions, I'll just give them as none. Then I can also give item sales tax group by default if a tax is applicable. Else I can just give this inventory unit. It will be each all the time. Each purchase unit, each sales unit, also each. No, it should be EA, and BOM unit also EA. You can keep this sales taxation for sales. What is the item sales tax group? For purchases, what is the item sales tax group? If you have different item sales tax groups, you can give. And you can give vendor and vendor information as well, like from which vendor you usually buy this truck. I can say I'm buying it from something like Tata Motors. Okay. So you can give purchase prices, sales prices, and inventory price by default. So I would give some inventory price, okay, like 2 lakhs. So purchase price and sales price. Let's see what happens. We can also give purchase price. Default purchase price as 2 lakhs. Sales price, if at all we are going to sell it. We are not going to sell, right, this truck. So just leave it as it is. Yep, created the product now. As I can see, it is created as truck. Then I can go back and I can see the product here. Then we can acquire this product now through the purchase order. So we can acquire it as a truck. So let's see how we can acquire it through a purchase order. For that, I'm going to accounts payable, all purchase orders.
JP,
Sorry.
we release product, right?
Yes, but this directly I created and released products. You can
Okay,
see.
okay.
So it will be applicable to only this legal entity, and it is already released now. You can create that product.
Thank
So
you,
that
JP.
that will be applicable for all legal entities when you create a product. Okay, but you can release it for any legal entity that you want. But if you directly create and release it to products, then no need. I mean, it will be a directly released product.
Okay, JP.
Okay. So here I'll just create a new purchase order. Select the vendor account from whom you are going to buy it. I'll select it from Tata Motors. Then site and warehouse, if you want to give, you can give normally where the goods are received first initially. Then I'll click on order type, purchase order. Okay, click on OK. So you can select one item number. So we have this item here, truck. So I'll just select that new item as truck. So by default, it will show the price, unit price as, it is showing 15,240.
We haven't changed the currency, I think.
Correct. So for this particular vendor, we have Indian rupees.
Yeah, INR.
INR. So the amount is showing in INR here directly as something like 1,52 lakhs 40,000. So 2 lakh US dollar is converted into INR here. So you can change the currency of this if you want to. It's in the header level. Order currency, you can change it. Come on. It's taking time to load. That's okay. Here it is. I'll just change it. US dollar. Price and discount. Save it. Exchange rate only. Then all good. Let's go to line level again. So now the truck is for 2 lakh US dollars. Perfect. Before we do something, so what we can do here is we can select this line and link a fixed asset to this line. See, we are buying a truck here and we can directly acquire it as a fixed asset. So for that, we have the option here in the line level of that line and fixed assets option. So here, do you want to acquire it as an existing fixed asset here? You can select one. Yes, you can select one fixed asset number. See, Ashok Leyland truck. So I am linking this fixed asset to this normally. So you can also acquire a new fixed asset, or I may acquire it as a new fixed asset rather than selecting already created fixed asset. But for that, we should have enabled some parameters actually. I'll show you in the fixed assets module. In the setup fixed asset parameters. So we should have initially discussed these parameters. My apologies. Here we have two important parameters. One is this one. Hello asset acquisition from purchasing. Means hello new asset acquisition from purchasing or not. That's what through purchase order. I said yes. Restrict asset acquisition posting to user group. Only certain users can acquire assets through purchase order. You can restrict it by giving a user name, user group here, so that the set of users in that group only can acquire them. There is one more option here for check asset during product receipt or create asset during product receipt or invoice posting. So this option, create a new asset during product receipt or invoice posting, you have this option. So I can save it. So that asset will be created during product receipt or invoice. So if at all I give it in the purchase order level, then a new asset will be created upon product receipt. If at all I forget to give it in the purchase order line level, I can also give it in the invoice level. Then the fixed asset will be created and acquired at a time during the invoice level. Okay, but in the product receipt level, asset only will be created in the master data, but acquisition can only be done once after posting the invoice for the purchase order. So that is how. So for now, I have selected this truck. If I would have to enable this one, I should have to go back again and refresh the purchase order. I'll just do that. Where is this order? Order number 20, this one with Tata Motors. Then I'll go open the purchase order. Here, bottom here, I can see this is enabled now. New fixed asset means if I select new fixed asset, I'll see this fixed asset number field, book field, everything is disabled. I can see a fixed asset group. So if I select vehicle means a new vehicle will be created. See now we have vehicle number up to 3 vehicles. So vehicle number 4 will be created automatically. If I select here vehicle means, or I can also select an existing, created fixed asset which is about to be acquired. So this one also I can select up to my selection. So for now I am acquiring already existing fixed asset. Later we will discuss about how we can automatically create a new fixed asset through this page and that we can acquire it. Okay, so here I am selecting the fixed asset linking to this line. Then the book is Companies Act book by default. Acquisition or acquisition adjustment, you can only do 2 transactions from purchase order. Either you can acquire a item as a fixed asset, or you can acquire the same item as an acquisition adjustment or an additional item to an existing fixed asset. So if I select this and if I select something, some other vehicle which I already acquired like Benz truck, so the thing that I am acquiring here item will be an acquisition adjustment to that item, not a direct not a another fixed asset acquisition. It will be adjusted to as an acquisition adjustment or additional value to the existing fixed asset. So here I'm selecting again Ashok Leyland and transaction type as acquisition where I want to acquire this fixed asset. Then I'll save this. So this is the vendor authorization code. Leave it. So go to purchase, confirm the order. So it's confirmed order. Now I can receive the goods. Suppose the product receipt for receiving this truck. So PRN 28 something I'll give. So I'm receiving it on 20th, let's assume. Okay. See, product receipt is also posted. As I can see, it will be somewhere here in receipt. Product receipt journal is posted. Now the next step is that we have to invoice this order. So I'm going to invoice this order now. So here I can give the invoice number Tata INV 28 something. Okay. Then you can give invoice description. It is already used. It is saying invoice number was already used. So I'll give something like 29. So if that is also used, then we can't do anything. We can give another number maybe. Invoice date, I'll just give it as today's date itself. So this is how the basic details we have filled. And coming to the bottom here, you can see this truck, this one, and you can see 2 lakh value. And in the bottom, you can see under fixed assets. See, this fixed asset is linked. I mean, it is taken or carried from the purchase order level. See, if you want to change it, you can change it here in the invoice level. Until and unless you do invoice, without the acquisition entry will not be posted for the fixed asset. Even though you receive, suppose if I go to fixed assets again, this one, right, Ashok Leyland, go to books. So this truck is not yet acquired. Even though we receive, it is not yet acquired. Once we post the invoice, then only the acquisition transaction will be posted. Suppose if you miss to link the fixed asset in the purchase order level, you can come back and link it in the invoice level also anytime. That will not be a problem. So you can also use this option of create new fixed asset also here in the invoice level. Okay, so now I will update my status. It is passed. Let me check the totals if we have any automatic charges on this. We don't have any. Okay, perfect. And I can post it. So the invoice is posted, process is complete. You can see invoice operation is completed. Perfect. I'm in the PO again. Now I can see the invoice here under invoice journals. Here, Tata 29 posted 2 lakhs. Let's go back to the book and let me go open the truck once again under books. See here, now the status is changed to open, which means it is acquired. Here also I can see the status as open for the tax book. So which means it is acquired on this date and acquisition price is 2 lakhs. And if you scroll down, you can see the vendor account from whom you have bought this truck, purchase order number, invoice number. All of them are visible on the book. Same would be applicable for the tax book as well. Yep. You can also see the entry what was posted for the invoice. So I'm going to voucher here. So this would be interesting. Let me try to export it into Excel. Okay. Download. Oof, cannot download it. Unable to connect to the server. That's what it is saying. Let me try it once again. Voucher. Select all. Export. Download. It's okay. I can't wait most time with this. Let's see here. So when I see this amount in transaction currency, you have accrued purchases account or purchase accrual account getting debited here, and inventory delivered account getting credited here. So this one and this one, as you can see, inventory delivered and purchase accrued purchases is getting reversed, which is the product receipt entry. So let's eliminate this product receipt reversal entry, this one. Then coming to accounts payable, it's 2 lakhs credit, right? And then you have fixed asset vehicle account for 2 lakhs debit. So debit 2 lakhs of fixed asset account and credit accounts payable account. So this inventory delivered account is you can see it is again being debited and credited. Means inventory is coming and inventory is moving into fixed asset. That's what it meant to say. Inventory invoiced account is nowhere in place because you are not invoicing it as an inventory. You are directly invoicing it as a fixed asset. So there is no place for the inventory invoiced account here. So again the same inventory delivered account is getting debited and credited, which would be 0 finally. And the main entry will be accounts payable will be credited and fixed asset vehicle account will be debited. Both are into current layer. Other than that, we have tax layer account. So fixed asset vehicle is debited and cash account is created. Actually, that's what we have given in the books of tax accounts, tax act. So it's not mandatory that you have to give cash account. You could have given any other reserves account only for tax act representation. So that would have been taken here in the voucher. So that's how. See, what happens here is when you buy a fixed asset, inventory will be brought into your warehouse when you acquire it. Okay, once you post the invoice, automatically that inventory will be converted as a fixed asset. So there will be a movement out of the inventory. That's what happens. So clear with the entry, all of you. Sairam, Sushila.
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Then I can go back. So we can also go back to the item if possible and see what happened on the item. So I just click on this truck. Then the truck carrier. Manage inventory. Inventory transactions. So you can see one item is showing as purchased and sold, means it came in and it went out. That's what I mean. It's not sold now, but you have only one option as sold here actually. So you can see the reference number. It is converted as a fixed asset. It was purchased as a item was purchased as a fixed asset. Sorry, as an item earlier when we received it, but it's converted into fixed asset, which is becoming minus. So there will be no inventory existing since it is converted as a fixed asset. That's how you can see the inventory representation in the product. Clear this one for all of you again? Okay. So now when I go to my fixed asset, I can see the fixed asset is acquired. And if I go to transactions, I can see a fixed asset transaction of 2 lakhs. Again here, fixed asset transaction of 2 lakhs in the Companies Act as well as in the Tax Act. Then let us try another example where we can create a new fixed asset automatically. Okay, we have 3 trucks, right, or 3 vehicles. We'll create 4th vehicle. So for that, I'll take you to another purchase order. So I'm taking you to all purchase orders again. Create a new purchase order. Select the vendor account. Again, buy it from Tata Motors. Okay. Site and warehouse, you can select something where to which the goods has to be delivered. And click on OK. Select the truck again. So go to header level and change that currency. US dollar. We can also buy it in the foreign currency, INR, no problem. Just not to complicate this scenario, I'm just taking this same currency, 2 lakhs here. So here we can go to fixed asset for the line and we can link a fixed asset that we are going to buy. But see here, all the assets are already acquired. So I'm not going to acquire any of this. I want to create a new fixed asset automatically. So for that, you can enable this option, new fixed asset, and select the fixed asset group as vehicles. So the next number in the number sequence from the vehicles group will be considered for creating a new fixed asset. So you can do this one. You can, if at all you forget to do it here, you can also do it at the invoice level. No problem. If at all I do it now, and if I create the, if I confirm it and receive the goods, so a fixed asset will be created automatically here as vehicle number 4, but it will be still in not at acquired status. Once I post invoice, it will be changing to acquired status. So that's what happens if I enable this one here. But if I forget this, then I can go, then no asset will be created, right? We don't have any link to any asset here. So at the invoice level, I can link the fixed asset again. So I can enable the option of new fixed asset at the invoice level. Then the asset will be automatically created and invoiced. Both will happen at a single step for that situation. In this situation, asset will be created at product receipt and in acquisition entry will be posted at invoice level while posting the invoice. Okay, clear all of you? Do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, can you once repeat this point?
Okay. If at all I say new fixed asset here and give it in the purchase order level. Okay, when I acquire when I receive the fixed asset, when I receive this item on the purchase order, automatically a fixed asset will be created here, vehicle number 4, but it will be in not at acquired status. It will not be acquired, but once I post the invoice, it will be acquired. Suppose if I forget to assign this new fixed asset and group in the purchase order level, then when I receive the goods, there won't be any fixed asset created automatically. But if I link the same in the invoice level, then fixed asset will be created during the invoice level and it can be acquired. It will be acquired automatically at the invoice level. So that's what I mean to say.
Okay.
So I can give it here as new fixed asset and I'm just confirming it.
I have a small doubt.
Yes, I.
ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్ నెంబర్ అని ఉంది కదా, అక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ తీసుకుంటే దానికి క్వాంటిటీ యాడ్ అవుతుందా?
మళ్ళీ అదే అసెట్ మీద ఇంకో ఎక్విజిషన్ ఎంట్రీ పోస్ట్ అవుద్ది, బట్ దానికి మల్టిపుల్ ఎక్విజిషన్స్ చేసుకోవచ్చా లేదా అనే దానికి ఒక పారామీటర్ ఉంది. అది ఎనేబుల్ చేస్తేనే మల్టిపుల్ ఎక్విజిషన్స్ చేయగలం, లేకపోతే చేయలేం.
ఓకే, సో అప్పుడు క్వాంటిటీ యాడ్ అవుతుంది దానికి?
క్వాంటిటీ ఏం యాడ్ అవ్వదు, ఎక్విజిషన్ వాల్యూ పెరుగుతుంది అంతే. క్వాంటిటీ ఆప్షన్ లేదు కదా, అంటే బుక్స్ లో లేదు కదా. So now I will receive this good since I have confirmed this PO. So I can give something else, Tata PRN 31. See, I received it. Product receipt is posted as I can see here. And if I go here, refresh it, see vehicle number 4 is created automatically as truck. So that product name, same product name will be taken here as truck. So once I receive the goods and post the product receipt, automatically product is created. Now if I go to books here, I can see it is not yet acquired. So once I post invoice, then only the acquisition entry will be posted for a fixed asset. Remember that key point. Only on invoicing, the acquisition entry will be posted for fixed asset. So now I can go to invoice, give invoice number, Tata INV 31 something, invoice date as of today's date. Then truck you can see, and if you scroll down, you can see the fixed asset linked to it. So here vehicle number 4 is automatically appearing since it is already created. During the product receipt, it is already created, right? So you can see vehicle number 4 already, but you can't change it here since it's fixed that you have to acquire this asset only in the product receipt in the purchase order itself. So earlier we have the option of changing it, but now we don't have the option of changing it since we created a new fixed asset. Now we can update match status. So it is showing as passed and I can post it. So upon posting it, the invoice was successfully posted. I can refresh this page, go to the truck again and go to valuations. Here I can see acquisition value of 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs means this asset is acquired, this particular truck. Go to books again. You can see the status is changed to open in current book and as well as in tax book. It is acquired for this date and this price. So that is how you can acquire a fixed asset and you can create a new fixed asset through purchase order. So clear for all of you? You want me to explain the other example as well? Let's see. Let me create a new purchase order quickly, for which I'll acquire or create a new fixed asset at the invoice stage. So I'll go to the vendor, select the vendor, site and warehouse and select OK. Select the item. This one, truck or carrier. You can also select any other item if you want to. You can also select cycle if you want to. So if you want to convert cycle as a fixed asset, you can buy it from here, which we'll see later in the next topic. So here in the header level, just change the currency to US dollar since it's in the foreign currency. Okay. Go to lines. It's okay. When you see here, I'm not linking any fixed asset here or here. I'm not enabling this new fixed asset option also. I'll normally buy it as a product. Purchase and confirm this. So receive it, post product receipt, RN 32. Okay. See, receiving is done. Since we did not link any fixed asset, so no fixed asset will be created here. So it will be the same list of asset that we have already. Fixed asset truck vehicle number 5 is not created since we have not linked the fixed asset. But we can do it in the invoice level, which I'll show you now. Go to invoice, go to invoice. Here I can give invoice number Tata INV something like 32. Invoice date as of today's date. Okay. Then truck I can see one quantity 2 lakhs. Perfect. Here in the fixed assets I can link a fixed asset. So if it is an already existing asset, I can select one and acquire it, which was not yet acquired earlier. Or I can create a new fixed asset here and select the fixed asset group vehicle, so that upon invoicing an asset will be created and acquired automatically. So this is the third scenario. So I'll click on update match status, post it. posted. Invoice is posted, as I can see. Now if I go back and refresh here in the list of fixed assets, I can see asset number 5 is created. Right, if I go to books, so it is already in the open status, which means acquired automatically. In the tax layer also I can see it is acquired. So that's how. In the bottom I can see all the details, PO number, invoice number, and vendor account and all. So these are the 3 scenarios we have, guys, how to acquire a fixed asset through purchase order process. Clear for all of you? In interview they might ask you any question in this. You can say the steps as well. You can acquire an existing fixed asset through purchase order. I mean, already created fixed asset. If you want to acquire it through a PO, you can acquire it, or you can also create a new fixed asset option there in the purchase order level, so that it will take the next number from the fixed asset group and create an asset. Later you can fill the details on the asset. See, on this particular truck in the master data, you don't see any details, so you have to fill them automatically. These details only brought up one quantity, 2 lakhs. So the remaining details you have to fill up, technical details and all. Okay, that's the thing about this fixed assets acquisition through purchase order. So you can also post acquisition adjustment also other than acquisition. That scenario you try it. So all clear until here for all of you? Any confusion? Sairam, Sushila?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. Hello, Seshu, what do you say? Is it clear for you, Seshu? Srinivas?
JP?
Yeah, Srinivas.
Yeah, I have a small doubt here. So
Yeah.
generally there are like multiple types of acquisition are there, right? So when do we use this? Like any scenarios or any like purchase order, invoice journal, or inventory to fixed asset? There are different types of acquisitions, right?
So this is generally when you buy fixed assets from a particular vendor. See, suppose if you want to buy office equipment like computers for 100 computers at a time from a vendor, you have
Okay.
to follow the process, right? So procurement team will create a purchase requisition for it. Then a purchase order will be created. So if you want to create a purchase order, you should ensure that you have that item created already as computers.
Okay.
Right. And
And
then
what about other models?
other models means
The acquisition types.
what acquisition types? I gave you yesterday how many ways we can acquire a fixed asset.
Yeah, this list only.
So we have acquired already. We have already seen this right yesterday.
No, I'm asking like generally when do we use this one? Like
So
purchase
the
order.
other one, so when you are not buying it from a specific vendor, and if you are normally buying it from your reserves or your cash account, you can use this one directly, a fixed asset journal. So for acquisition, for other related transactions, like if you want to post depreciations or acquisition adjustments or any slight adjustments, you can use fixed asset journal on regular basis normally. Okay, for acquisition of fixed assets from vendors or buying it from vendors, you can use invoice journal or purchase order invoice. Okay, if you want to follow specific step-by-step process, like goods are received to in warehouse and then goods are converted into fixed assets. So if you want to follow that process, you can follow purchase order process. Okay. Then let us see this method where the existing inventory can be converted into a fixed asset. So already there is some inventory that we bought or some products that we bought, which is a part of our business or for usage in business or for resale purpose. But we are going to convert the existing inventory into our fixed asset. So we can also do that through this journal called as inventory to fixed asset journal. So for that we might need to follow some steps actually. Let's see what the products that we have here in the. So let me take you to product information management. Released products. So cycle, let me go to cycle. I will convert this cycle as a fixed asset. Cycle inventory, then on hand inventory. Let's see how much inventory I have. So 34 I have. One is reserved for some sales order, I think. So 33 I have totally for usage. So I'll convert one of these 33 cycles as my fixed asset. See, now I can clearly see that 33 assets, 33 each inventory is there in my warehouse. I can say in site one actually. So 33 cycles I have. I'll convert one cycle as a fixed asset. So for that, I'll just go to this cycle. We have to give some cost option here in the bottom somewhere. Comparison price is already there. So what is the purchase price of this normally? It's for default is $1,000, right? Yeah. Okay. Selling price we gave anyway as $1,500. Okay. Manage inventory. Here. Manage costs. Here I'll give price as 1,000 itself for costing purpose. For using it into production or in as to convert it as a fixed asset, I'll use this one 1,000. Okay, that would be all. Let's see how we can convert this existing cycle, one of the cycle, into a fixed asset. So for that, I'll ensure that I have created one fixed asset earlier, or I can also create a fixed asset there as a new fixed asset as well while acquiring. But however, I'll create one. So I'll select the same vehicles group. I can select any group. It's up to you. So I'll just give it as cycle. Search name is also cycle. Created. If I go to books, I can see those two books get assigned to it automatically, and the status is not yet acquired. So we'll acquire it anyway now. Then I'll go to release this same fixed asset module itself, or I'll go to this one, fixed asset module. Here, fixed assets. Under fixed assets, I'm going to this one, this option I can say inventory to fixed asset journal. Under journal entries, I can see inventory to fixed assets journal. So I can click here, inventory to fixed assets journal. So here I can create a new journal, actually inventory to fixed asset journal. So I'll click on new. So here we have to create a journal name actually, but this journal name is not created in the general journal. This is inventory related journal. Normally you have to create it in the inventory management module. However, we'll just create it from here. Go to view details. So here I can create a journal. It's an inventory journal. So I'll just give it as inventory to FA. Inventory to FA. Movement journal. Set movement journal type can give fixed assets here. These are all the various journals that you have in the inventory to fixed assets. In inventory journals, you have various journal types again. So for this, I'll select this one, fixed assets, because we are using it for converting it to fixed assets, right? So then everything is same. You have a voucher series by default actually. You can create your own voucher series if you want to. Or you can use the same, and so I'm not sure what is there in this one. I'll just create my own voucher series for this journal quickly. That's okay. Come on. Paste company MRF segments, remove MRF, just keep the inventory to fixed asset. 6 digits and continuous, and save it. Go back and assign it here. Inventory to fixed asset. What's wrong? It's here already. Selection by posting, okay. New voucher by date, okay. Details level, details, okay. Reservation, manual or automatic, you can give anything. Mostly for this production related, they'll give automatic and explosion, but we can give manual only here, or you can just say automatic and it will pick one of the item. Private for user group, if this journal is private for user group, we can give. If not, nothing is required, then I can save it. So this journal is created now. Inventory to FA, copy the journal name, go back and give the journal name here. Inventory to fixed asset movement journal. Then you can select the site and warehouse from which you are selecting the cycle to be added into your as a fixed asset. So I'll select the site and warehouse in which the goods were there actually, or the inventory is existing. Then that would be all. Details level and all. Okay. Click on OK. As I click on OK, I can see here these details are created, journal header, and then the journal line here. In the journal line, I can select a new journal line for the date. Okay, you can select the fixed asset number that which you are going to acquire. So fixed asset number 6 cycle, right? So it is an acquisition or acquisition adjustment. You can select only 2 transaction types. So I'll select acquisition. Then item number, you can select which item you are going to convert as a cycle or a fixed asset here. So I'll select cycle, which is an item. So I can see directly the cost price is 1 lakh being picked. Sorry, 1000 is being picked as a cost price for converting, or the acquisition amount is showing as 1000. So cycle is being converted into fixed asset. So asset number 6. So existing inventory is being converted into fixed asset. So that's all. So you can give other details if you want to in the line level. Most of them are auto picked. You can give the reason codes and all details, and quantity if you want to. You can select 2 quantity also at a time, or convert 2 quantity of cycles into a fixed asset. So something like this you can create. So then cost amount will change to 2000 here, like this. And we can again keep it as 1 quantity only. And again it changes back to 1. You can give dimensions if you want to, and financial dimensions and inventory dimensions if they are applicable. I can say site and warehouse already. There were anything like this color size and all you could have given, and these are the remaining inventory dimensions like location, serial number, license plates and all. So these are not applicable since all of them are off. I'm selecting this one. So this is how I can select an existing asset, and I can validate this and later post it. For validation, just run it on the screen. Not bad job. So journal is okay, it is saying. Then I can post it. So it is saying transfer all posting errors to a new journal. In case if you are acquiring multiple fixed assets, suppose if you have added more lines here in the order, here if you have added more lines, you can add more lines or acquire more assets at a time. If there is error with any of the asset, the remaining will be acquired and the other one will be transferred to a new journal. So in this situation here, if you enable this one, but since we only have one line and we know that will be acquired without any errors, so I'm just selecting OK. So it is saying journal has been posted. And it means the inventory movement is being done. So if I go to fixed assets now, refresh it, the cycle fixed asset, go to books. See here, asset is in the open status, acquired on 20th. Acquisition price it is showing as 1,05,005 actually. So I think it is including some other costs or the average price. Reasonably, I think so. Let's see the transaction acquisition that is posted. This is the acquisition transaction. If I go to the details of the voucher, So I can see fixed asset account is debited with 1,05,000 and inventory account is created with 1,005 and 1,005, and this is into tax layer 1,005 and 1,005. That's all. I think it took consider the average cost here according to the item model group. So the average purchase price of the item was like 1,005, so it considered it to be converted into fixed asset. So this is how we can convert a existing fixed asset into, or I mean, an existing inventory into a fixed asset. That would be all about the acquisition of a fixed asset actually. So we have checked all of these methods, and project accounting is not into our course. So we're not covering it anyway. So it requires a lot of configurations to be done. So in that also you normally have the same purchase orders and sales orders only in project accounting also, but would be linked with projects usually. And it would have specific accounting for specific project. That's all. Then let's see about other transactions. What else we can do for the vehicle? I mean, for the any other fixed assets. See, we have acquired, right? So acquisition is completed. So let's try to post some acquisition adjustments, or let's try to post some depreciation transactions further. So in order to post any acquisition adjustment means, suppose if I bought this vehicle, right, vehicle number 1. So for this I have expended some more money for some paints and all, for some installation of some safety rods, mirrors and music system. So everything combinedly costed me another $50,000. So suppose, so I can add that 50,000 as an acquisition adjustment, because all those things are also in addition to the asset only, right? So music system or the safety rods and all that we have installed for the vehicle, so they would normally increase the lifetime of the asset as well sometimes, but mostly the acquisition adjustments doesn't really come with lifetime, I mean service life increase, because service life is usually followed from the books, I mean the act accordingly. But there are certain times when the acquisition adjustment also increases the service life of the fixed asset. So at that time you can change the service life of the asset you want to, if that by act permits accordingly, but most of them will not follow changing in the service life of the asset according to the acquisition adjustments. But we will also do one acquisition adjustment without any specific changes in the service life of the asset. So let's see how we can post an acquisition adjustment transaction to this Benji truck vehicle number 1. For now, for this book, we only have one transaction. The status is open and I can go to transactions. There is only 5 lakhs here. So 5 lakhs is the acquisition until now. And if I go to valuations also, I can see 5 lakhs only for this. 5 lakhs and 5 lakhs. Net book value is also 5 lakhs. So when did I acquire this fixed asset? I acquired it for the 1st of November, I guess. Yeah, 1st of November. So for the 15th of November, I'll post some acquisition adjustment, or the 20th of November, today's date, whichever. So for that, I'll just go to fixed asset journal again. Create a new fixed asset journal. So I'll select this journal FA acquisition. I'll go to lines. The transaction type is important, so I'm not acquiring it. I'm selecting acquisition adjustment, where I'm adjusting some value on the fixed asset. So I'll select the account as Benji truck vehicle number 1. Then by default, the details will be selected. Book is also selected. So you can either increase or decrease the asset value. It's up to you. See, acquisition adjustment is not only defines that you are adding the value to the asset, you can also decrease the value of the asset when sometimes when you take anything out of the asset and keep it separate, you can also do that. But since most of the times acquisition adjustments would be positive only or adds value to the asset. So here I'm adding another 50,000 to the existing truck value of 5 lakhs. 50,000. I can select my offset account. If I'm buying it from a vendor, again I can select a vendor account. If the music system and safety things and all I'm buying from a vendor, I can select the vendor and invoice will be created for the vendor for that 50,000. If not, I can normally select the cash account. So ledger, cash account, easy. So for in the books here, I can see derived book also. I mean the tax act book also will show up here. Since for acquisition and acquisition adjustments, we have linked this, right? But for acquisition adjustment transaction in the posting profile, I did not give anything as offset account. So I'll give it usually the same cash account I'll give. Acquisition adjustment here. Edit this. Tax act vehicles. Giving that cash account as a default offset account. Doesn't matter actually. So 50,000 I'm posting as an acquisition adjustment. See, I'm debiting it here. Debiting means whatever the account is behind the fixed asset account will get debited. So for that, you can see under Companies Act, under behind vehicle, I have this account, which is fixed asset vehicle account only. The same asset account will be debited or added with some value. So that will be considered. And offset account, anyway, you are giving it here manually. For the Companies Act, for the Tax Act, you have given it here. So it will consider from here. Okay. Now I can validate this to check if there are any errors. Now I can post it. So post it. Perfect. You can check the voucher if you want to. Here, fixed asset vehicle only debited and cash account created both in current layer and tax layer. So that's the entry. It's not obvious that you always have tax layer. Some people only maintain assets according to the Companies Act. So later at the end of the year, they'll maintain tax act, or sometimes they only implement only Companies Act first initially. Later they will do for tax act. It happens sometimes. I'm just closing this. Then I can go back to the fixed asset for which we have posted the acquisition adjustment for. So this fixed asset, Benja truck, go to valuations. Now you can see acquisition is for 5 lakhs and acquisition adjustment posted for 50,000. Right? Net book value of the asset is 5,50,000. So that's how it is represented in the valuations. You can always export these valuations if you want to. Here we have this option. Fixed asset book V2, fixed assets V2, fixed asset book V2, download it. Let's see what it will bring in. Come on. It did not bring anything actually. Okay, just open this Excel add-in. But again, I can't open this add-in because I have to log into the Excel with the same details. So I'm not using it. Other than this, what else we have? I don't think we have something that we can use to export. This is all open in Excel only. Downloading we don't have. That's okay. So then we can also go back to the books here. You can see the transactions for the books. Acquisition and acquisition adjustment 5 lakh and 50,000. both of them for same different dates. You can also go back to the profile where you can see the depreciation calculation. So you can see the depreciation calculation for 5,50,000. So for the first month, second month, and third month, so the depreciation calculation is slightly changed by adding the 50,000 also for the month end. So that's how. And so any confusion in this acquisition adjustment for anyone? Let's say if it, yeah, Sushila, Sairam, do you have any doubt?
No, no.
Okay, let's say if this we have posted, right, this 50,000. So this 50,000 was not correct. Let's say only 45,000 has to be posted, and I want to reduce some acquisition adjustment value or acquisition value. I can do it directly with the same fixed asset journal again. So I can create new, select a fixed asset acquisition and go to lines. So select acquisition adjustment again, select the same asset, vehicle 1. So earlier we debited, right, where we have to increase the value. Now since we have to decrease it or reduce it, I'll select it as 5,000 as the credit value. So that asset will be credited or acquisition adjustment will be reduced from the asset. And you can select offset account as cash account, which will get debited normally. Where you have previously posted 50,000 for cash rate. So we will also reverse it. 5,000 we are reversing it. Now I can validate it and post it. Post it. Then can refresh this one. Not refreshing, actually I have to go back and come in. So if I go back and go to valuations again, I can see acquisition adjustment is changed to 45,000. Since we have reduced the 5,000 amount, 45,000 as you can see. Click on 45,000, it will show you the two transactions, 50,000 and minus 5,000. Both the transactions that you have posted. So this is how you can also make a negative adjustment if you want to. And now the net book value is 5,45,000, 5,45,000. Go back to books. And if you go to the profile of how the tax is being calculated, there will be a certain change in the tax calculation amount here again, depending on the net book value of the fixed asset. Net book value is 5,45,000 this time, right? So it will little decrease in the depreciation amount calculated. So that's how we can do such transactions. You can also same work on the this one, write up, write downs and all. So this it would eventually increase and decrease the asset value. We can also do it, but normally write-ups and write-downs are done during the middle of the year, right? Not at the initially starting of the year. So I'm not doing it currently. Tomorrow we'll work on depreciations and depreciation calculations. So actually, I'll show you one more example for just be here for 5 minutes. So I'll just edit this. I'll give these trucks some names actually to differentiate them, truck 1 and truck 2. So no need to do that too as well, but I just gave. See, I'll quickly create two fixed assets here. So what I'll do is I'll select this asset and copy this asset. Okay. Copy fixed asset. Copy fixed asset. So I'll just give them as names, truck 3 and truck 4. See, two fixed assets I have created automatically, just copied everything from that asset. Now if I go to books, so these two are not yet acquired, right? So it will show as not yet acquired, but the prices and all will be copied from that book, from that fixed assets. Both from this fixed asset, these two are copied. So these two are created now, but not yet acquired, two of them. So in the same manner, I can create 100 assets which are not yet acquired, and I can acquire all the fixed assets at a time. So for such, that is called acquisition proposal, which I'll show you now. So if you want to go through that acquisition proposal, you have to ensure that these details on the books are filled properly. I mean the acquisition amount and the acquisition date. So if you prepare this, so automatically you can acquire all the fixed assets at a time. You can create a bunch of fixed assets like this, like 100 assets, and you can acquire all of them at a time. So for that, how to acquire, I'll show you. Go to fixed asset journal, or you can also do it from here, create acquisition proposal. Anything you can do. If I go to create acquisition proposal here under journal entries only in fixed assets. So which layer you want to acquire, you can select current and current for now. Okay, name of the journal. So anyway, if you select current, automatically tax also will be posted, right? Derived books are there. So this is the journal that we have for tax current layer. So which assets you want to acquire here, fixed asset numbers you can give, or normally here the status of the assets which are in not yet acquired state will be acquired. So all the assets that are in the not yet acquired state will be acquired. Okay, you can also give the book ID if you want to, specific book ID. Or normally we'll acquire for 2 books, right? Or if at all you want to acquire the assets of a specific group which are in the not yet acquired status, you can give that group details. If you give vehicles, only the vehicles that are not yet acquired will be acquired. The rest all the assets will not be considered. Other group assets will not be considered. But if I don't give any group, all the assets from all the groups which are not yet acquired will be considered for acquisition. Let's see, we only have 2 assets, right, which are in the not yet acquired status, and both of them are into vehicles group anyway. So I can run this proposal now. You can also run it in the background in the batch process if you want to, or you can disable it and directly run it on the screen. So if I click on create journal, it takes a while and automatically creates an acquisition journal. So here I got a message, operation completed. Journal number 100 has been created. So let's go on. Check it here in the fixed asset journals. Here journal number 100 is created already. Then I can go to lines. See here, acquisition lines are created for both truck number 3 and truck number 4. Date taken as 20 because it is taken from the books. Then I can see debit amount of 2 lakhs, and offset accounts you can give now as you wish. Or if you would have given some offset account in the posting profile, automatically it would have been considered here for the Companies Act as well. So this is how we can acquire 100 fixed assets at a time, or multiple fixed assets at a time by running the proposal. Without doing that proposal, well, once you create the journal, from here also you can do the acquisition proposal. Both of them will work in the same way. Okay, from here also you can do acquisition adjustment proposal also you can do. So normally for acquisitions only, and acquisitions and depreciations only, they follow this procedure proposal. So once these are created, you can give the offset account as cash account or any other account you wish, and cash account. Okay, then I can validate this. So both assets are for 2 lakhs each and a complete of 4 lakhs. Then I can post it. So after posting it, acquisition of the assets will be completed. Now they will be in the status of acquired. So post it. Now if I go to the fixed assets number 3 and 4, truck number 3 and truck number 4. Here I can see valuations as acquired 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs. Same this one as well. Valuations. So when you have to acquire multiple fixed assets at a time, or to depreciate multiple fixed assets at a time, we can use that proposal option, which is very good option that we have in Dynamics. So we'll stress more on this tomorrow, day after tomorrow, from Monday again, up to how to calculate depreciation on the fixed assets and how to run the depreciation proposal as well. So can practice it until here, complete fixed assets at a time from the beginning to until what we have discussed now. So it's a lot of scenarios. You might face a lot of questions on these things in the interviews. Okay, fixed assets is a very good module, as I told you. If you answer fixed asset questions properly in the interview, you will be considered as a good consultant. Okay. So focus on practicing it more this week. I mean tomorrow, Sunday. So we'll again meet on Monday. If you have any doubts, now you can stay back and ask. That would be all for today. Just stop the recording until